Hi, welcome to live stream yoga with Louise. Tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Balance and stability are our keys for today's practice. To build a strong body and to keep injury at bay, our movements need to be as balanced as possible. As always, play when you're comfortable, modify when you need to, rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to set up today more or less in the middle of the mat. So you can find the halfway mark of your mat and you can stand either on it or slightly behind that halfway mark. Find a comfortable parallel stand, feet stacking directly underneath your hips, and place your hands on your hips. Keeping a neutral spine, we're going to begin to bend and extend through the legs. Keep your bend small. We're going to end in the bend and then stabilize through the trunk. You're going to tap the left leg behind you and then keep a soft bending knee and bring it back. You're going to extend and tap left. Trying to stabilize through the trunk. So equal through the shoulder girdle, equal through the pelvic girdle. We're going to end in the tap. We're going to straighten up the stabilizing leg. And you're going to start to draw the left knee up, providing resistance with one or two hands. Apologies, my voice keeps going. Touch of flu. Then find a tall stand and take it into a roll down. As you peel back up, take your left leg and float it out to the side of the room. We're going to shoot for 5 more repeats, working left side only. Last one. Let's find our way back to rinse and repeat. Hands on your hips to bend and extend. Keep the bend and extend the right leg out. Stabilize your trunk as you tap and extend, keeping the knees soft and bendy. End in the tap and straighten up your stabilizing leg. Draw the right knee up, providing resistance with one or with two hands. Stand up tall, roll it down. Right leg is going to peel out to the side every time you find yourself standing. Find your way back to your original stand to bend and extend. End in the bend, stabilize the trunk as you find an alternating reach and tap pattern through the legs, keeping the knees soft and bendy. Stand up tall and start to find an alternating knee press, focusing on stabilizing through the trunk every time one knee lifts off the mat, providing as much or as little resistance as you feel comfortable with. Let's roll it down. This time we're going to play TikTok style, floating one leg out, grounding, and then the other. Find your rhythm, work with your breath. Finding the contraction in your belly to peel down, undoing it to restack, and then finding balance and control as you play with that side leg lift. Let's do 2 more sets. Use your next roll down to come to 4-point kneeling on the mat. Stabilize the trunk. We're going to play legs first and then arms. Long line through the neck and the spine. Slide the left leg back, up, and then back to start, painting the mat with the top of your foot as you draw back. Stopping with the 2 knees alongside each other. Change. Last one. Repeat the same pattern through the arms. Painting one arm up and down, stabilizing through the core. Change. Find a tall kneel. Float your hands out in front, palms in, and start to trace a circular pattern on the wall in front. Change. Back to 4-point kneel. This time we're going to find an alternating pattern. We're going to do each leg, each arm. Keep cycling through. Stabilize through the core the whole time. Keep your spine long. Keep your belly up. 2 more sets. Find a tall kneel. Hands overhead this time to trace that circle. Change. Find your 4-point kneel on the mat. We're going to play legs. Start with the knees alongside each other. Left side only. Think knee to hip and back down. Stabilize. Change sides. Find an alternating pattern for 5. Using your belly muscles to draw that knee up. Back to the tall kneel. Arms out in front. Circle out. Change. Back to 4-point kneeling. We're going to find a little pattern on the left leg, and we're going to do knee to hip, extend the leg to table, and then knee to hip. Change sides. Alternating pattern. Stabilize the whole time through the trunk as if you were trying to balance a fully laden tea tray on your back. Let's do 1 more to each side. Then flip over onto your side. We're coming into a high, let's call it a modified clam line. So I want you to think of finding a tall stack out through the shoulders, rib cage up nice and high. Stack your legs. Apologies for my voice. Spine and heels on the same axis. We're going to do a full femur lift and lower for 5. Then the next time you bleed up, add a knee pull forward and retrace down for 5. Up and down for 5. Then add a leg pull to the back for 5. Up and down for 5. Then a revolving combination, doing 1 pull front and then pull all the way back to retrace down for 5. Then think knee to nose. Brush your hand down the chain of the leg. Reach for your foot and take a modified tiger stretch, kicking the foot away from your bottom and into your hand. Then flip over to repeat the same work on the second side. Setting up your frame nice and tall, checking your legs. When you're ready, start to lift and lower the whole leg. Add a leg or a knee pull front. Up and down for 5. Add a leg pull behind the hip line so that you feel the glute. Up and down for 5. And then a combination, 1 pull front, 1 pull all the way to the back to retrace your path down. Then knee to the front, brush your hand down, little tiger stretch, kicking the foot into your hand. And from here, we're going to find our way onto the back for some supine play. Ease your way onto the back. Let's do a little bridge-like setup. Apologies, I just need to quickly blow my nose. The joys of flu. All right, so we're in a bridge-like setup. Shoulders nice and relaxed into the mat. Arms at our sides. We are going to focus on that stability through the trunk with particular attention to the pelvic girdle. We'll play right leg first. You're going to think of giving me a hollowness to your belly and a roundness to your back to pull the right knee into table and then undo that contraction to bleed back down 10 times. End in the lift. Hinge, not from the knee, but from the hip to give me a half toe tap and back. We're going to end in that table, and you're going to tuck both hands behind your head, bleeding up into a chest lift, stabilizing your body weight as you peel up and down to keep that right limb floating in table. Hold your next crunch. Reground. Take recovery. Stabilize. Focus on your pelvis. Let's play left. Table draws for 10. Weight of your back pressing into the mat equally throughout. Hold the table, half toe tap. Hold the table, hands behind your head, chest lift for 10. Hold. Reground to the mat. Arms at your side. We're going to stabilize through the back. We're going to use our belly muscles to do a double knee draw into table, and then a whisper soft knee foot connect to the mat. So use your lower belly muscles to pull the legs up, and then release them to come back down 10 times. Back pressing equally into the mat throughout. End in the table. Hinge from your hip. Half a toe tap to the floor and back. End in the table, hands behind your head, chest lift for 10. Hold. Then relax back down to the mat. Arms long and heavy at your side. Give yourself at least 2 or 3 recovery breaths. Focusing on keeping the weight of your back pressing equally into the mat throughout, we're going to play right leg. You're going to pull the leg into table. You're going to extend it. You're going to drop your extended limb shy of the floor. Pull it back in line with your upper leg, back to table to retrace your path down. And we're going to shoot for 10 controlled repeats in your own time. Take recovery. And when you're ready, repeat left for 10. Last one. Take recovery. When you're ready, begin to extend the legs on the mat. Tucking the hands loosely behind your head, you begin in neutral with space beneath your lower back. You're going to think tilt and imprint, bleeding up into a chest lip, hollowing out as much as you can. You might not get a full imprint, and then back down. 10, slow and controlled. Hold the last one. And give me a brace into your feet. Hold for 10. Reground. Bend your knees. Ground your feet. Relax your arms. Focus on stabilizing through the trunk. Weight of your back pressing equally into the mat throughout. We're going to repeat the previous leg pattern, but we're going to alternate right and left. So one knee draw to table, extend to drop, retrace your path back, repeat left. Focus on the weight that you're pressing with your back into the mat. halfway. Once you've completed the last one, extend your legs and tuck your hands behind your head. Chest lift with a soft reaching toe line, trying to give me a soft imprint as best you can into the mat. It might not be a full imprint, depending on the shape of your spine. Hold the next one. Keep your toes soft and reaching and see if you can add a small leg lift, coming into a gentle banana-like frame and holding for 10. Lead back down. Let's repeat the chest lift for 5. Hold. Add the legs. Hold for 10. Lead back down to the mat. Relax the arms alongside the body. Bend the knees. Ground the feet. Keep the weight of your back pressing equally into the mat, so don't roll your body weight to one side. You're going to pull the right knee into table, and then you're going to extend and bend for 10. End in the long extended line. Reach for the outside or the back of your thigh, maybe making a basket and hold it for 10. And then relax your hands to the mat. Keep the weight of your back pressing equally throughout. We're going to drop, swing, catch with the right leg, dropping off center to the right, swinging and catching left. End at the 90 line. Start at toe and heel. Drop, swing, catch for 10, working in the opposite direction. Then see if you can hold on to the back of your thigh, maybe adding a little scoop chest lift. And then hand over hand, walk up as high as you can and find purchase. Begin to extend your support leg, hovering the limb just off the floor. Give me a halfway pull and a drop back to hovering for 10. Lead your way from here into a supine butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Use your hands to press down and away through the inner thighs. Weight of your back equal into the mat. Draw the knees together, ground the feet. Relax the arms alongside the body. Let's play left. Draw the leg into table and begin to extend and bend for 10. End in extension. Maybe you can cup the back of the thigh or around. Hold. Then let's drop, swing and catch, pressing your back equally into the mat for 10. Back to 90. Hold onto the back of your thigh to heel and toe for 10. Relax your arms to the mat to drop, swing and catch in the opposite direction for 10. Holding onto the back of your thigh and a small little chest lift, and then begin to walk hand over hand, ending as high or as low as you're comfortable. Keep that high scoop and extend your support leg, hovering it just off the mat. Half a pull up, and then drop back to hovering for 10. Then find your way from here into a butterfly line, pressing down and away with your palms. From here, we're going to find our way into some spinal rolls, and you can play up the roll. You could roll like a ball, you could do rocker, or you could try for seal with or without the toe tap. So to find your position through the legs, maybe just rock up into a seat first. We're going to think a soft butterfly-like line through the legs if you're going with the seal option. And you're going to tuck your hands underneath the feet so that as you tip your weight off the tailbone, you can rest the weight of the side of your ankles into your hands. You're going to hollow out to rock back and up, looking for balance. You could add a single tap before. You could add 3 taps. You could add 3 taps before. And then when you're on the back. Find your way to a tall seat, pressing the soles of your feet to the mat. Just find a generous length through the spine. Hug your knees towards your chest. This is where we're going to end off today's practice, nodding chin to chest. Thank you so much for coming out and playing with me today. I do hope that you enjoyed today's practice. Till next time, keep it light.